Mr. Rogers, temporary protected status, the T is for temporary, and let's just talk about this. The status is granted to people who are in an ongoing armed conflict with a foreign state. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah, and so it isn't, could lead us into war, could be a war, could be a conflict. That doesn't count. Is that right?
Correct. Armed conflict is a statutory term. There has to be a war going on.
Yeah, a foreign state requests for TPS because it temporarily cannot handle the return of its nationals due to an environmental disaster. Environmental disaster, right? So in some cases might be an earthquake, a volcanic eruption in some places we've seen. When that is over and that has been treated, that situation that warranted the TPS status dissipates. Isn't that true?
Correct.
Yeah, then you get to extraordinary and temporary conditions, which could be not on a group basis, but on a particularized basis for individuals coming through. Maybe it could be a health situation even. This temporary protected status, where they're going to grant you parole basically to come in for a period of time. But getting to this thing, we just heard a witness testify that these people get a criminal background check. Do they get a criminal background check?
It's impossible to do a criminal background check about their activities in their home country.
So if they're coming in and they're getting TPS status under CHNV, if you remember that program that was given by Biden, it was impossible to do a criminal background check because we don't have access to Venezuela's records. If they're coming from Somalia, we don't have access to Somalia because Somalia doesn't even have records. So it's just BS to say everybody's fully vetted. They are. We know. We know. Because we don't know. To say otherwise means you have never been to the border and watched this happen. Should never testify to something you haven't seen or don't know for sure. So when we have CHNV program, you got people in, they're coming in. How many people that have TPS are illegally in the country? They started off illegally in the country.
I don't have the exact numbers. I'm not sure anyone really tracks that, but it's a majority of them. It's the vast majority of them.
So the 1.2 or whatever million it is, the majority got into this country illegally. For instance, Syrians. How many came in illegally? We don't know. A lot. More than half are the estimates. Haitians. How many came in? More than half. Under the CHNV program. CHNV program was not authorized to allow anyone in legally. CHNV program simply said, we're not going to enforce the law, right? That's what happened under the Biden administration. Now, how many of them got TPS status? We know that there's over 600,000 Venezuelans who got TPS status, the vast majority of them under the Biden administration CHNV program. Right? Isn't that true, Mr. Rogers?
Correct. And the justification was poverty and just difficult conditions in the country. It wasn't even one of the things you're talking about, environmental conditions or war. It was
none of the statutory provisions.
Correct. They broadened that extraordinary circumstances way past what the statute actually meant.
So we've got going back El Salvador. El Salvador. By the way, I've been to El Salvador in the last 2 years. It is now one of the safest countries in the world. You could go ask their leadership, and they'll say, Andy, we'll leave you in this alley overnight. You might get a little uncomfortable because it's a little bit cold. But guess what, Andy? Nobody's going to harm or molest you. It's safe. This is the safest country. And guess what? You've got 230,000 El Salvadorans that have been here for 25 plus years. That ain't temporary anymore. That becomes something more accessible than a refugee claim or an asylum claim because it becomes permanent. And that becomes the next question. They have to come in every 6 to 18 months for review. And under what authority are they extended protected status? Under what authority do we essentially make it permanent? So why, for instance, Syrians, 20 years. El Salvadorans, 25 years. Under what authority, Mr. Rogers, if there is any?
There is none. The statute requires reevaluation every 6 to 18 months, and what the Trump administration is doing is just reevaluating and finding that those conditions aren't met. It's not pulling anything back from people. It's just deciding not to renew something that the statute requires them not to renew.
Thank you. Yield back.